Hey everyone, welcome back. When most people think about crime in America, they usually picture major cities, places with huge populations, massive downtown areas, endless traffic, and nightly news reports that make everybody nervous. But here's the thing. Some of the highest crime rates in the country aren't found in giant cities at all. They're found in small towns. The kind of places where everybody supposedly knows everybody. The kind of places where people leave their doors unlocked, wave to strangers, and tell you it's a great place to raise a family. Now, obviously, not every small town is dangerous. Most are perfectly fine. But some have crime statistics that are surprisingly high considering their size. For this list, we're looking at smaller American communities with populations generally under 75,000 residents that have struggled with violent crime, property crime, gang activity, drug problems, or a combination of all four. So grab your coffee, lock your car doors just to be safe, and let's count down the 10 American small towns with shockingly high crime rates. Number 10. Gadsden, Alabama. Located along the Coosa River, Gadsden looks like the type of southern town you'd expect to see on a postcard. Historic buildings, beautiful scenery, friendly residents, and a slower pace of life. Unfortunately, statistics tell a different story. For years, Gadsden has struggled with violent crime rates that sit far above national averages. Assaults, robberies, and property crimes continue to be major concerns for local law enforcement. Part of the problem stems from economic challenges. Manufacturing jobs that once supported thousands of families have gradually disappeared. When stable employment leaves town, communities often face increases in poverty, substance abuse, and criminal activity. Residents frequently mention vehicle break-ins and thefts as common problems. While many neighborhoods remain safe, there are areas where locals know exactly which streets to avoid after dark. What's surprising is that Gadsden isn't a huge city. With a relatively small population, the number of crimes reported each year pushes its crime rate much higher than many larger urban areas. The town has worked hard on revitalization projects, but crime remains one of the biggest obstacles standing between Gadsden and a full comeback. Number 9. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. If you've watched crime rankings over the last decade, you've probably seen Pine Bluff show up more than once. And that's not because it's winning awards. Pine Bluff has long struggled with some of the highest violent crime rates in Arkansas. The city once benefited from manufacturing, agriculture, and industrial jobs that provided steady income for local families. But economic decline hit hard. Today, many residents face limited employment opportunities. That economic stress has contributed to persistent problems involving drugs, theft, and violent offenses. What's interesting is that Pine Bluff actually has some beautiful historic homes and impressive architecture. Drive through certain neighborhoods, and you'll see evidence that this was once a thriving and prosperous community. But you'll also notice vacant buildings, neglected properties, and signs of long-term decline. Crime statistics consistently place Pine Bluff among the most dangerous smaller cities in the region. Residents often report concerns about shootings, burglaries, and gang-related activity. The potential is there. The challenge is overcoming decades of economic and social struggles. Number 8. Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Rocky Mount sits roughly halfway between Raleigh and the Atlantic coast. That's a great location. Unfortunately, location alone doesn't solve crime problems. For years, Rocky Mount has dealt with elevated rates of violent crime compared to national averages. Assaults, robberies, and firearm-related incidents have remained major concerns. The city has invested heavily in redevelopment projects and downtown improvements. Officials have worked to attract new businesses and create opportunities for residents. but crime remains one of the community's biggest challenges. One factor frequently mentioned by researchers is concentrated poverty. Certain neighborhoods have experienced economic hardship for generations, creating conditions where criminal activity can flourish. Many locals will tell you that Rocky Mount isn't dangerous everywhere. In fact, some neighborhoods are perfectly normal and family-friendly. The issue is that crime tends to be heavily concentrated in specific areas. Still, when you compare crime rates to population size, Rocky Mount consistently earns its place on lists like this one. Number 7. Monroe, Louisiana. Louisiana already struggles with crime challenges across several communities, and Monroe is one of the most notable examples. Monroe has a population that's small compared to major metropolitan areas, but its violent crime numbers often rival places much larger. That's never a good sign. The city experiences elevated rates of assaults, robberies, and homicides relative to its size. Economic inequality plays a major role here. While some parts of Monroe continue to grow and attract investment, other neighborhoods face persistent poverty and limited job opportunities. Drug trafficking has also been an ongoing issue. Law enforcement agencies have spent years trying to reduce gang activity and repeat offender crimes. They've seen some successes, but the overall crime picture remains concerning. Residents often describe Monroe as a city of contrasts. You have beautiful neighborhoods, thriving businesses, excellent schools in some areas, and then, just a few miles away, communities dealing with entirely different realities. Because of that contrast, Monroe continues to be one of the more surprising entries on crime rankings across the South. Number 6. Gallup, New Mexico. Gallup sits near the Arizona border along Interstate 40. If you've ever driven through the Southwest, you've probably passed through it. What many travelers don't realize is that Gallup has struggled with crime issues for decades. The city regularly reports violent crime and property crime rates that are significantly higher than national averages. Alcohol-related offenses have historically been a major challenge in the area. Local officials have spent years trying to address substance abuse problems and their connection to criminal activity. The town's location also creates unique challenges. As a regional hub serving a large surrounding area, Gallup experiences more activity than many communities of similar size. Residents frequently cite theft, burglary, and assault as ongoing concerns. Despite these problems, Gallup remains culturally important and historically significant. The city has rich Native American influences, incredible scenery, and a unique identity. Unfortunately, when people look at crime statistics, those positive qualities often get overshadowed. Number 5. Selma, Alabama. Most Americans know Selma because of its historical importance during the Civil Rights Movement. But beyond that history lies a city facing serious modern challenges. Selma has struggled with economic decline, population loss, and persistent crime issues for years. Violent crime rates frequently exceed national averages, particularly when adjusted for population. Many neighborhoods deal with poverty levels that create difficult conditions for residents and local businesses alike. The city has made efforts to preserve its historic significance and attract tourism. Visitors come from around the world to learn about its role in American history. Yet many residents are focused on more immediate concerns: finding jobs, improving schools, reducing crime, building safer neighborhoods. For a city with such an important place in American history, Selma's modern challenges have been difficult to overcome. And unfortunately, crime remains one of the biggest. Number 4. Kankakee, Illinois. Located about an hour south of Chicago, Kankakee often gets overlooked when discussing crime in Illinois. That's probably because everybody focuses on Chicago. But Kankakee's crime rates tell a story worth paying attention to. The city has experienced elevated levels of violent crime for many years. Assaults, robberies, and firearm-related incidents have all contributed to its reputation. Economic challenges again appear to be a major factor. Like many Midwestern communities, Kankakee was impacted by manufacturing losses and changing economic conditions. Some neighborhoods have recovered better than others. Residents often describe Kankakee as a city with tremendous potential. Its location is excellent. Housing remains relatively affordable. Transportation access is strong. But crime continues to discourage investment and population growth. For a town its size, the crime numbers are simply difficult to ignore. Number 3. East St. Louis, Illinois. Technically, East St. Louis isn't huge, but its crime reputation is enormous. For decades, East St. Louis has appeared on lists ranking America's most dangerous communities. The city experienced severe economic decline following the loss of industrial jobs that once supported thousands of residents. Population loss followed. Then poverty increased. Then crime increased. Today, the city continues working toward revitalization, but violent crime remains a major concern. Many neighborhoods have been affected by gang activity and drug-related offenses. What's shocking is how dramatically the city changed over time. At one point, East St. Louis was a thriving industrial center. Today, it's often referenced as a case study in urban decline. Despite ongoing efforts to improve conditions, crime statistics still place East St. Louis among the nation's most concerning small communities. Number 2. Bastrop, Louisiana. Bastrop doesn't get much national attention, and maybe that's because most people have never heard of it. But crime analysts certainly know where it is. This small Louisiana community has consistently recorded crime rates that far exceed what you'd expect from a town of its size. Violent incidents, property crimes, and drug-related offenses have all contributed to its reputation. The local economy has struggled for years, particularly after major employers reduced operations or left altogether. That economic instability created challenges throughout the community. Residents often mention concerns about theft and neighborhood safety. Like many towns on this list, Bastrop isn't dangerous everywhere, but when crime is measured against population size, the numbers become difficult to ignore. For many Americans, Bastrop's appearance this high on the list may be surprising. For crime researchers, it isn't. Number 1. West Memphis, Arkansas. Taking the number 1 spot is West Memphis, Arkansas. Located directly across the Mississippi River from Memphis, Tennessee, West Memphis faces many of the same crime pressures as its much larger neighbor. The city serves as a major transportation hub with significant interstate traffic and commercial activity. That creates economic opportunities. It also creates challenges. West Memphis has struggled with violent crime, robbery, theft, and drug-related offenses for years. Crime rates regularly rank among the highest for communities of its size. Local leaders have worked aggressively to improve public safety through policing initiatives and community programs. Some progress has been made, but the city continues to battle crime levels that remain well above national averages. What's especially surprising is that many people assume moving outside a major city automatically means lower crime. West Memphis proves that's not always true. For a relatively small town, its crime statistics are remarkably high, and that's why it lands at number 1 on our list. The last word. So there you have it. 10 American small towns with crime rates that might surprise you. Now remember, no town is entirely good or entirely bad. Every place on this list has hard-working residents, great neighborhoods, local businesses, and people trying to make their community better. But statistics are statistics, and these towns continue to face challenges that many other small communities simply don't. What do you think? Did your hometown make the list? Did we miss one that should have been here? Let everyone know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who thinks crime only happens in big cities. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.